This is Ryan Noblet here with WSRU-TV, here with Esera Tuaolo, former NFL player. Esera, tell me a little bit about your story. How did you get from a farming family in Hawaii to being a star NFL player?
Well, a coach saw me throw some bananas around, and he thought that I had a great arm, so then he started. I'm kidding. You know what? Yeah, I grew up on a banana farm in Hawaii, and I grew up surfing, playing volleyball, and I didn't start playing football until I transferred to California, and that is when I started playing football my junior year in high school. And it was just one of those perfect fits. I mean, I was the big kid, right? And they wanted me to play football. I tried out. There was this one individual that was heckling me on I wouldn't say his name, but he challenged me to one of these tackling drills. We did the tackling drills, and I buried him. And then I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is something I could do. So, but you know, it's one of those things where I tried it, and I was good at it. And then after a while, after being good at something, you fall in love with it, and then it just kind of takes you where you want to go. It's like anything. When I go in and I speak to kids, I encourage them to try different things because you just don't know what you're good at. For me, I tried football, and I was good at it, and it paid my way through college. And not only that, it gave me the chance to play in the NFL, and that's how it happened.
What were the challenges of keeping your personal life so secret for so many years while being a professional athlete?
There's many challenges. I mean, there's many things that I went through keeping my secret. I would add my crippling secret, because it definitely crippled me when I was playing in the NFL, because what it brought depression, it brought anxiety attacks, it brought blackouts, it also brought suicide attempts. But it's one of those things where I think there are a few things in my life that gave me hope to carry on, and that was my mom, and my family, that I could give back to my family, and that's one of the things that that pulled me through.
Since coming out, what criticisms have you faced from the media and current and former players about your sexual orientation?
When coming out, there was maybe a handful of players that were supportive. But let me tell you this: I didn't come out to rekindle friendships or get acceptance from other players or people in society. I came out because I wanted my kids to be proud of who their father was. That was the main reason why I came out. And when I did come out, it was different, because I was coming out with a family. I was coming out with kids. So what happened? It hit closer to home to a lot of people in today's society, and so it wasn't as bad as some of my fellow brothers and sisters in the gay community that has come out, where they would have death threats or anything like that. So, but I did get a lot of support, but then also I did get from the Christian fundamentalists, of course, the whole "you're going to hell" and "you're an abomination." But what they don't understand, that I grew up a Pentecostal Assembly of God, the Hallelujah Church. So I've read the Bible a couple of times, so I know when you hold up the Bible, it's not a book of hate or destruction or discrimination. It's a book about love, compassion, mercy, and forgiveness. And that's one of the biggest things that kept me and gave me the strength to pull on. So that's exactly. So.
Okay. What is your message to any LGBT athletes who dream of becoming professional athletes?
First of all, I mean, 10 years ago, I would have to tell them to make sure that they're ready within themselves to come out. I'll tell them that now, 10 years after. But it's one of those things where I feel now that society is ready for a gay athlete to come out. Only because I have experienced the support, I've experienced the love of organizations and people around me. So I think it. If I would give somebody an advice, I would tell them, if they're ready to come out, this is a good time to come out, because they will be supported by so many people like Chris Cluey and a bunch of others.
How do you think the sports world would become accepting of LGBT players? Do you think it would take a star player coming out?
Most definitely not. I don't think definitely it would help. If it would definitely have a bigger impact if a star player did come out of the closet while he was still playing, but I don't think it would matter, to tell you the truth. And it's one of those things. I think anyone that steps out into this truth and wanna continue playing, I think would definitely be a huge impact on our community.
Okay. What has the NFL done in recent years to try to combat homophobia, if anything, that you know of?
5 years ago, I had the opportunity to speak at the Rookie Symposium, and I've been trying to get back ever since. I think with all the issues that are surfacing now, with Chris Kluwe's letter, and not only that, a bunch of other athletes stepping up to the plate to support the LGBT nation, is definitely has put it on the forefront for them to talk about. So it's one of those things where it's something that's on the table now that can't be swept under the rug like 20 years ago. And so I'm excited to work with the work with the NFL and try to come up with something to support some of these athletes that are in the closet, so they feel comfortable or feel like they're in a safe environment to express themselves.
And do you have any other message to any LGBT athletes and others that can take away from both your presentation later tonight and the interview?
One of the things is, I would love. I deal with a lot of athletes that are. I mean, I've had some athletes here that have reached out to me that are in the closet. It's one of those things. What I like to do is just encourage them to continue what their passion's all about. If playing football is their passion, go for it. If playing baseball is their passion, go for it. Soccer, whatever it may be. A lot of times I deal with some of these athletes throughout my 10 years. They give up and they quit because they don't want to deal with the stress, or they don't want to deal with the BS that comes along with everything else that comes with it. So what I like to do is I like to try to encourage them to continue on, because if I can do it, they definitely can do it, and they have the support. They will have the support.
Okay, thank you, Esera. This has been Ryan Noblet with WSRU-TV.